Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. Got a battle on the Big Ensk map. It's the first time on the channel, so we might have a bit of an overview of the map.
Let's go.
But we've got Timu Worker from Vale Clan here in the T110E4. But also, just as we're going here, just been adjusting all the sound settings, so hopefully you get a bit more game volume in the background. Let me know if that's sort of overwhelming. Alright, the Ensk map has been expanded. It's basically been doubled in size. Used to be the smallest map in the game, along with one other, I think it was Mines. It's still the same size, but it gives you this play area on the east side. Haven't seen much on that side yet, but this is still the traditional town battling area with a slight expansion on one side. Alright, so it's coming down what used to be the sort of main road on the west side of the map. Just looking for any tanks coming up there. I think you'll get too many players attempting that. E4 of course has got a similar gun to the E3, but the main thing is slightly less armour, rather a lot less, particularly frontal armour. But it also has a rotating turret to compensate. Rotating is 180 degrees, so 90 on each side, so it's not completely rotating. Alright, managed to put a nice shot into the Panzer 100 and soaks up the incoming round on his tracks. And here comes Artie. Luckily it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but going to be pretty annoying, I would think, and that this is one of the aspects of the larger size of the map, is the Artie can get a little bit further away and get more of an arc, reach into the city in a slightly better way than previously. Otherwise you'd need sort of like a CGC or something similar to get into the city. But from the size of the map now, yes, if you go and sit in the corner around sort of the I0, K0 space, you'll get a bit of protection plus get into it. Okay, managed to capture the Gorilla 5 backing up, puts a nice shot into him. It's a minor amount of just a damage there from tracking it as well. Unfortunately the Panzer 100 takes out their I7 and now their 277's gone down. It's got another target just coming up forward, that's the enemy T57, puts a nice shot in. So come up to 2.2k of damage, 2.3, and just doing pretty well at this stage of the game. Although his team is slightly down. Manages to get a nice shot into the E3 there. Imagine that's gone in through the side. Just had a slight glimpse of that. Would have bounced off the front if that's where it had connected. Most likely given the angle, and here comes E3 again, after punishment. And that probably did go through the lower plate, so I might check that in battle shots at some point and just see how that worked out from the penetration perspective. But he's firing the premium rounds here, and we'll just have a look at that in a second. Faces up to the E3 and takes him out. So 3 shots into the E3, he's gone, and that's 4.4k of damage all of a sudden. So I don't know, they're calling Timu Worker or Fury. I'm going to stick with Fury because we know who he is. So he backs up a little bit, trying to get an angle shot. There's still quite a few targets in that space. There's the VK 7201K, who's on fairly low health. T57 also, potentially one-shottable. Have a quick look at the shell while we're sitting here. So we've got pen of up to 375 and it's APCR. So at these short distances you're going to get 375 pen, which is pretty strong. Alright, DBV 152 comes up, trying to push the pace, and that's sometimes not what you want to do. Certainly at the early stages of the game, we're still in the first 5 minutes here. Very waiting more for people to make a mistake, but now he comes up, and unfortunately, alright, yeah, it does do a big hit. That actually connected with the VK, but he took a hit there from the T57 Heavy. The VK left only on 25 hit points, that's a bit unfortunate. Here's the RD again. Luckily doing small amounts of damage now. We've just got the side of the Jagdpanzer E100, not going to pen at this point. Just got a very small glimpse of the lower front plate, which is what he'd like to shoot at. You see, even at this range, the side of the reticle fairly large. Again, just being patient here. Got 5k of damage, which is doing pretty well, but he wants to last out the game. His team now in a bit of a hole. Look at the damage the RD did there to the Panzer 100. Seems to be something in the game these days. RD can do a whole lot more damage. That's something you've noticed. Let me know in the comments. Fortunately, he tracks the Jagdpanzer Z100 and no one's around to put a shot into it. Now he can do some damage. Yes, and he does. Goes through the lower front plate and again soaks up damage on his track. So he's doing really well with his health. Just under 6k of damage now. Having a great game. Here comes the VK pushing up. Can he get the kill shot? He should be able to. Yes, all 25 hit points of it, but that's okay. Wants to get the gun out of the game. And all of a sudden his team has made big inroads into the enemy hit point pool. Oh, he takes a big hit there from the Jagdpanzer 100 and doesn't penetrate the return. That's a bit sad. And all of a sudden he's down to 457 hit points. So that Jagdpanzer 100 just making mincemeat. And then he gets a bounce. So it's bounced 2.5k. Snaps back at the Jagdpanzer 100, but that doesn't connect. But now he's definitely one-shottable. So he's going to have to play this one fairly carefully. Oh, here he comes. Right. Potential for getting a hit into the Jagdpanzer even at a low front plate there, but he does get some tracking damage, which is nice. And here he comes again. He's being very aggressive, but he will fire again before the Jagdpanzer comes around the corner, and that's exactly what happens. And he gets the kill. So 3 kills now to Fury, bringing up to 6.6k damage, and now there's only the Batchat RD left. It's all collapsed in a heap for the enemy team. And that is the end of the game. Alright, let's go and have a look at the details. Well, this time the game was accurate, so 6.6k of damage, 3 kills, blocked 2.5k, and another 753 of assisted damage there, so over 7k of combined. It's a great result there. Picked up the high caliber award for the highest damage and the Ace Tanker Mastery badge. Alright, let's have a look at the team score. Alright, so pretty much dominated that side of the map, doing 1277 base experience. Leopard 1 on the other side of the map doing 4.2k, so great sniping there. DBV ended up with 3.5k, so that also worked out pretty well. On the enemy side, the VK 7201k was right in the middle of the battle on the city side, did 4.2k. That was probably the standout there. The both the Jagdpanzer E100s did nearly 3k each, so that pretty much was the team. So that's the results. Let's have a look at the details for Fury's game there. Ended up firing 14 shots. Each of those hit, so great shooting. Well, it was all pretty close range, but good reactions as well. 10 penetrations out of that. Gave me his damage total. Did have some missions running and personal reserves, so that gave him a very handy total and managed to make a tidy profit of 76k. So another great game there from Fury. He loves his TDs, and particularly the ones with the big bangers, so hopefully we'll see more of that. Hope you enjoyed it as well, in which case can you give the video a thumbs up, and we'd love to see your comments as well. In any case, thanks very much for watching. We'll have more great content to come.